leading the way with important local coverage. You're watching WISN 12 News at 5.
Our next wave of showers moving in. When southeastern Wisconsin sees a break from the rain showers, that's ahead on Weather Watch 12.
Tonight, a retired Wisconsin judge shot to death inside his Juneau County home. A hit list also recovered with other government officials, including Wisconsin's governor. Tonight, Courtney Sisk on the governor's new reaction just into the newsroom. Plus,
we can begin to see some movement in the state toward, I think, legalization of marijuana.
the Wisconsin Cannabis Expo returning to downtown Milwaukee this weekend. Tonight, event organizers on the possibility of moving a step closer to legalizing marijuana in the state. We do begin with breaking news at this hour. The Wisconsin Department of Justice identifying the suspect within the past 90 minutes in Friday's targeted attack that has left a retired Wisconsin judge dead. This alongside a hit list with public officials on it, including Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers. Tonight, law enforcement sources say former Juneau County Judge John Roemer was zip-tied to a chair inside his home when he was shot Friday. Police found 56-year-old Douglas Yude in the basement of the home with what they say was a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Yude tonight is alive, officials say, in critical condition at a local hospital. 12 News' Courtney Sisk live in downtown Milwaukee tonight where the governor was today. Courtney, at this hour, we're learning new details about the suspect in this case.
Right, Matt. According to the Wisconsin court system, Yude has a criminal past here in Wisconsin dating back until at least 2002. However, his most recent case indicates that he currently lives in Michigan. Now, law enforcement officials say they found a hit list in Yude's vehicle, which included Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, and Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. Officials say it appears to be a targeted incident. Yude is currently still in critical condition tonight. Governor Tony Evers was in Milwaukee today. We asked if he is concerned about his safety. Michigan Governor Whitmer's staff said that she won't be intimidated from doing her job because of this. Do you take that same perspective?
Well, again, I'm not going to comment whether I was on that list or not on the list. Nothing is stopping me from doing this job. A judge from a rural county is targeted and murdered. It's abhorrent to our judiciary and to leadership in our state and our country. So yeah, it's a horrible situation.
Law enforcement sources tonight saying the governor was on that hit list. Courtney, the governor was at several stops in Milwaukee today. Did you notice any additional security with him?
And I didn't notice anything visible other than his normal security team. However, the Justice Department does say that they are keeping all officials who were on that list briefed with the latest developments.
Courtney Sisk reporting live in downtown Milwaukee. Courtney, thank you. Tonight, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer's office did confirm law enforcement officials notified her yesterday that her name appeared on that list. Her office saying in part tonight, quote, while the news reports are deeply troubling, we will not comment further on an ongoing criminal investigation. Also just into our newsroom tonight, Wisconsin's Supreme Court Chief Justice issuing a statement. Justice Annette Ziegler saying Judge Roemer was known by his colleagues for his sharp legal mind and his willingness to share his time and knowledge with others. His work made a tremendous difference, her statement said, in the lives of many people in Juneau County and elsewhere in the state. Roemer retired from the bench in August of 2017. Attorney General Josh Kaul leading the investigation, who is being briefed on it at this hour tonight, just hours ago during a stop in Green Bay.
The investigation continues, and so we're going to continue looking into the facts. But what I can say is that we're not aware of any evidence right now that indicates that there's an active threat to people's safety. We did, however, notify the people who were identified as being potential targets. And if we get further information that indicates that there is any danger to any specific individual or to the public, we will make sure to notify people of that.
Federal law enforcement sources at this hour saying this investigation is being handled twofold, both as a homicide and a potential case of domestic terrorism. Now to Weather Watch 12 and a soggy Saturday evening in parts of the area. A live look at downtown Milwaukee. Daji is here. Daji, we're going to be dealing with some on and off rain for the rest of the weekend. Yeah,
today we really had to battle dry air as we started our weekend, but the gloom was definitely in full force. Clouds continue to remain thick here in Franklin, 64 degrees, and we are going to continue to see more chances for rain. It's back to the west right now, a bit closer to Sun Prairie, kind of continue to move east, seeing some of that into Watertown, Johnson Creek, and even maybe feeling a few sprinkles out to Menominee Falls. If you're in Milwaukee right now, most of us are dry, but there's still a few areas here that are still noticing some sprinkles. So if you do have any plans to travel, right now will be the best time, because as we continue through tonight, that rain is going to pick up. And if you want to grill, well, I don't think the weather is going to cooperate the later we go on and as we continue into the rest of the weekend. I'll let you know when we see our steadiest rain for the next 12 hours as well as the next 24 hours.
Another night of curfew in Racine tonight following a funeral shooting Thursday. First, you can download our 12 News app to get the latest on those conditions. Another night of curfew in Racine tonight following a funeral shooting Thursday afternoon. A 19 and 35-year-old woman were both hurt during that service at Graceland Cemetery. The shooting happened during the funeral for Deshante King, who was killed in a police shooting 2 weeks ago. Tonight, no arrests in this funeral shooting. Mayor Corey Mason has implemented another curfew tonight for everyone under the age of 17. It runs from 11 o'clock tonight until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Tonight at this hour, new details emerging in the shooting investigation at Robb Elementary in Texas that left 19 students and 2 teachers dead. This is 3 more victims will be laid to rest this weekend. Here's ABC's Faith Abube.
The Uvalde School Board says Robb Elementary School will permanently close its doors following the mass shooting that left 19 children and 2 teachers dead.
That will not be a school for our children moving forward.
ABC News has learned that less than a minute before the gunman entered the building, a school employee pressed an internal alarm on a cell phone, setting off a chain of alerts within the school warning system of an active shooter. Seconds later, the shooter was inside the school. These latest details emerging following a report from the New York Times that says School District Police Chief Pete Arredondo arrived at the scene without his police radio. Authorities say the police chief wrongly believed it was a barricaded subject and no longer an active shooter situation, despite 911 calls still coming in from inside the classroom where the gunman was. One of those calls from 10-year-old student Chloe Torres, quietly telling a 911 dispatcher, quote, "My teacher is dead. Please send help. Send help for my teacher. She's shot, but still alive." 3 more victims of the massacre will be laid to rest this weekend. McKenna Elrod, Rogelio Torres, and Alethea Ramirez, all just 10 years old. In San Antonio, the community gathered Saturday for a Stand With Uvalde event. Organizers say one of the goals is to urge people to make their voices heard at the ballot box.
If this does not get us upset and focused on the need to change the direction of our country, what are our children going to say?
Survivors of the Uvalde shooting, as well as the shooting at a supermarket in Buffalo, will testify before Congress next week.
I have conversations all the time about racism and, gun violence, and now it's my story. So it's extremely important for me to be there to represent my community.
The father of 10-year-old Amarillo Garza is taking action. He has retained the same team of attorneys who sued the makers of the gun used in Sandy Hook. And now they have issued a letter to the makers of the AR-15 used in this shooting. Faith Abube, ABC News, Washington.
New tonight, a fundraiser for a local teen critically hurt during a hit and run in Greenfield. 16-year-old Trevor Lee Morrison was hit in late May after he ran onto Loomis Road during a water gun fight. The driver hit the teen and never stopped. This morning, a show of support for Morrison with a car wash and a brat-fi. This as the teen is making a remarkable recovery.
Update, he's off the breathing tube. So he's breathing on his own now, which is amazing from what he went through. So it's pretty rough right now, but by the grace of all the prayers, he's gonna get through this.
Prosecutors have charged 34-year-old Walter Grebe of Muskego with hit and run causing great bodily harm. Prosecutors say officers used a license plate left at the scene to track him down. Tonight, a 16-year-old is in jail following an overnight police chase in Mount Pleasant. That chase started just after 11 o'clock last night when Mount Pleasant officers say they tried to pull over a speeding SUV near Emerson Road and Spring Street. Police say the teen that they eventually arrested a 16-year-old driver after chasing the car to a dead-end street. Officers say the 16-year-old was taken to the hospital, then the juvenile detention center, where he failed an OWI test. Officials say the teen took his mother's car without her permission. Tonight, a 13-year-old passenger also in the car was not injured. Police at this hour still searching for 2 passengers who ran away during that pursuit. The Kiel School District has ended its sexual harassment investigation into 3 middle school students accused of using the wrong pronouns when addressing a fellow student. The case prompted numerous bomb threats across the city. Does Will feel any responsibility for what's transpired in the community?
No, look, within minutes of hearing about these threats, we condemn them. Whoever did this, whatever their motivation is, I hope they're arrested and sent to prison.
Rick Essenberg is the president and represents the 3 8th grade students, president of the Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty. They called for the district's investigation to end. Sunday morning on Up Front, whether a federal lawsuit against the school is still being considered. Join us Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. Today, the Wisconsin Cannabis Expo hosted by the Shepherd Express, making a return to downtown Milwaukee. This after a brief hiatus because of the pandemic. 12 News' Gabriela Garza tonight was there for the one-day event, which highlights growers, dispensaries, and testers.
We're trying to just educate. We're trying to give people real information.
With more than 90 vendors here, it gives people the opportunity to buy and learn more about the cannabis and hemp industry. Gummies, balms, and beverages.
Actually, I kind of like cookies. I like the Cookie Monster.
Even options for your pets. How has it made a difference in your life being able to use these different products?
It's helped a lot because considering that it's either pain pills or CBD, CBD's way better.
After sustaining a back injury, Robert Alexander is left with constant pain, but CBD has given him a new lease on life.
They're not psychoactive, so there's a lot of things that can really help people with a lot of different ailments, and they won't get you high, and they'll just help you feel better to live a better life.
Attendees have the opportunity to learn more about the cannabis industry through talks with industry professionals and medical experts. There were even discussions on legalization.
We can begin to see some movement in the state toward, I think, legalization of marijuana.
Currently, medical and recreational pot are still not legal in Wisconsin. In April, there was a public hearing at the state capitol on a Republican-backed measure to legalize medical marijuana. But the earliest that the bill could go to a vote is next year.
I feel like we're kind of behind the 8 ball, especially all the states that surround us have it legal. And I really feel, even if it's not for casual use, but for medical, they definitely should have it.
In Milwaukee, Gabriela Garza, WISN 12 News.
Organizers say they plan to bring back this one-day event each year. Still to come here this Saturday evening, celebrating the accomplishments of Wisconsin's Special Olympics team. Up next in just minutes, state and city leaders helping send them off in grand fashion today as they look for gold during the USA Games in Orlando. Plus, gas prices continuing to surge to new records tonight, both across the state and country. The 3 things some experts say are contributing to the spike.
And rain continues to move east ahead. I'll let you know how much rain we've seen so far and how much more you can expect as showers continue into Sunday.
And before we go to break, a programming note, 12 News is adding more news in the afternoon. On Monday, 12 News at 4 debuts with anchors Kristen Pierce, Derek Rose, and Chief Meteorologist Mark Baden. The hour-long newscast will air weekdays after Ellen, right here on WISN 12.